Today, I will show you the behind the scenes of building a cold email campaign for Gavin, the founder of Automation Unlocked. This will showcase the exact cold email scripting process we've used to 3x our clients' monthly recurring revenue and how we scrape high quality leads for our clients. So if you suffer from struggling to build successful cold email campaigns, don't know how to write good scripts, and have no clue where to even get the leads to send to, then by watching this video, I guarantee you will never struggle with either of those three things again. And if you still have any issues with this after watching the video, then send me a DM over on Twitter and I will personally help you out. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. If you can just introduce yourself, introduce what your agency does, and then we can kind of go from there.
For sure. So we are automationunlocked.co. We are an AI and automation agency. So essentially we go into businesses, typically agencies, coaching businesses, consulting businesses, and we systemize their processes. So we set up complex automations, using tools like Zapier and make.com. And then we help businesses leverage AI as well, within those automations. And so our goal is to make these businesses as efficient as possible, and really just, make them an operational machine. Tyler, you can go a little bit more in depth if you want.
We're essentially just connecting different APIs together to connect different softwares together to create processes that they're typically already doing manually, processes that are typically repetitive, that they're doing, once per week, once per day, and they're also hiring out other employees to do so. We take those processes and we streamline them into a specific process, utilizing both AI and those APIs that I mentioned to create a more streamlined process and save time and money for the business owner.
So mainly focused on service-based. What is I would assume you're more on the young entrepreneurs are the ones you're trying to work with, not the 40-year-olds, not that kind of thing. Mostly the money Twitter audience, I would assume, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and what has been your strategy so far in terms of gaining clients outside of cold email? What's been the strategy?
Yeah, honestly, we've been doing a lot of outreach on Twitter. So just reaching out to other agency owners that we know in the space, reaching out. And then we've also been getting quite a bit of inbound leads coming from both TikTok and Twitter.
So mainly inbound and personal brand DM, stuff like that. What made you interested in getting into cold email on the side of that as well?
We just want to, we really want to pick things up a notch. We're at a good place right now, but we're definitely prepared to take on more clients and really scale the agency. And so we think cold email will help us get there and just really getting more opportunities. And so, yeah, we're just really looking to scale right now. We're willing to hire out. We have people that already are kind of on the fence of getting ready to work for us. And we have a good network of automators as well. So just want to really take it to another level.
Yeah, man. So let's take things off, go into the Instantly account, see where we're at the moment, what the foundation is looking like, and then we can kind of take things from there.
Cool, sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. So
you can share screen, right?
Yeah, can you see this?
Yes, sir. I can see it. We're good.
Awesome. So I still have a couple accounts I got to add here. I'm just learning Instantly. I'm a noob here. I don't really know
you're good.
too much what's going on, but yeah, so I got 3 more domains to add in here. Right now I just have Gavin.
Yeah. So the way that we usually set up our campaigns and set up our systems for clients is we'll do 10 different domains, split each domain into 3 different inboxes. So you get a total of 30 inboxes total. And each one can send 35 emails a day, getting just about, I think it's just over 1,000 per day in emails. So yeah, it allows us to send 1,000 a day, about 20,000 a month, which is enough volume to where there's no way you don't book any meetings. So cool. So it's a fully blank one. If you just go into a campaign, let's create a campaign. Wait, actually, let's start maybe with leads. Have you looked into leads at all for the campaign? Anything you've looked for at the moment?
No, so we've played around on I've looked into a few different websites of where we can get primarily agencies and stuff like that. It's pretty diverse, the amount of agencies. It's not one specific niche in the agency niche that we can go after. So I don't know if you'd suggest Apollo or even using this right here.
So I've not, the Instantly leads is so new that I don't have any actual, I don't have any data on it. I don't have any preferences on how good it is. So for now, I wouldn't recommend it to you. But for you guys, Apollo's all right. It works out. We use it mainly for enriching our leads. But what I would do for you guys is I would use Find Email and LinkedIn. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and then use Find Email to get the actual leads. So if you go to LinkedIn,
it's still sharing, right?
Yeah, still sharing. You can see it.
Right here.
try Sales Nav. You can get a free month, and then you can pretty much scrape your leads and then get off it after that. It's going to be fine for you. So Sales Navigator Core is going to be fine.
So it's a month for free?
I think so, yeah. But I mean, I would say just, yeah, put it to, I think honestly, you can cancel it right now. So just get it and then cancel, and then after the first free month, you're out. So no stress on that. Yeah, you don't need to have it every single month. If you can just scrape a bunch of leads with it right now, and then you have that ready for future months without having to have the LinkedIn Sales Nav, because it gets expensive, man. If you have a Sales Nav account and you have something else, and then you have an automation tool for LinkedIn too, you're spending $200 a month. That's what, 2.4K a year. So it's not cheap, to be fair. So
wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it's not cheap,
but it's powerful. I mean, I know that, you know, when I had it was at my old company, they get it for everybody, and
yeah, it's good, but it's also, they know it's good. That's why they are charging for it. You're in. Cool. So essentially, we'll just go in and we'll create the criteria that we need to search release for. That way, you can just plug that criteria into Sales Nav, and then you'll pretty easily find the perfect fit. So you define finding targeted leads for a campaign. Since you're targeting B2B, LinkedIn Sales Nav plus using Find Email will be the tools that we'll use for you. But first, we need to figure out the actual search criteria, which is what industry they're in, the revenue per month, which is you need an ideal number and then a minimum number, and then company headcount, job title, and then also the location, whether that's EU, Australia, US, whatever it is. We'll just go through this right now. And the industry you're in is, let's start with just agency owners because it's easier to go that way. Then we could go for coaches and consultants and that stuff after. Agency owners, what is the revenue per month that is ideal for you, and also what is a minimum amount?
Minimum, what would you say, Tyler? Like,
I would say 10 to 20K a month. Probably, yeah.
That also the ideal, would you say?
And then ideal would be 50K a month.
So we would say 10 to 50K and more, right? So some platforms, LinkedIn Sales Nav doesn't really have a revenue estimates, but with the headcount, we can kind of backtrack that to the actual revenue per month. So if you want people that are doing between 10 and 50K per month, the headcount is not going to be 10 to 15. It's going to be 1 to 5 to 10 ish. 1 to 10, I would say, is going to be the headcount. And then the job title, you're going for anything, or is there anything specific you want to go for? CEOs, founders, owners, things like that?
Probably, yeah, founders.
Founders, yeah.
And let's switch that minimum to 20, so 20 to 50. I think that makes more sense.
Okay, 20 to 50K MOR is the ones you're going for. Headcount will probably be 2 to 10 then out there. And then founders, CEOs, founder, CEO, owner out there. It's the top decision makers, the ones we're going for. And then the location, what are you just going for? Mainly US market? Are you going for North America as a whole, or anything specific you're going for?
Not really. I mean, we're talking to a guy in the Netherlands. We're talking to people in the US. So it's not super.
Okay, so we would say, let's say North America and EU. I think Australia is going to be too much of a time difference. I have one client in Australia, bro. Horrible. Not a fun thing to do. So I would say North America and Europe you can handle, especially because us people in Europe are usually open to the US time zones anyways. I'm usually working my solo work, doing my actual work in earlier in the day, and then later in the day I have my calls. Like today, it's what, 4:30 right now for me, which is normal for me to have calls at this point, which is also normal for you to have calls at this point right in the day, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
So North America and EU fits your schedule, fits your target market, and then we'll go to, if you guys go to LinkedIn, you can pretty much just plug this info in. Let me share this with one of you. Now you can actually do your search. You can just search for agency owners. Just be your search in the top search bar. Just press, agency owners or marketing agencies. Actually, my bad.
Marketing agency.
Yep. So search up marketing agencies, and I'll just search first, and then it's easy to do the filters after.
Oh, perfect.
Search, and then you have all the filters on the left. And then press the pin filters. So that there might be some of them that are hidden away. So if you press that, you'll see all the different ones. We need to have not by first name. We need headcount is there. Company type is not so important. And then job title, function. Don't need that. We need, I think all the ones we need are actually toggled. We do need job title.
Current.
Yes. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, my bad.
And then any of this stuff down here.
I think no, that should be it. We're good to go. So now we have everything we need, and then just say done pinning, and you can go in and actually put in all the stuff we needed. So just go into the doc again. You can find the different ones. So the head count was from 2 to 10. So 1 to 10 is the one that's there. So we'll use that, and then you need to find the industry, which you can say advertising services, marketing services. I would also add in the business consulting, marketing services, and there was the one of business consulting and services. I think those are good. And then we have the actual criteria, and then we need what was the last one? We also had geography. We have the North America and Europe. Now, last thing would be the job titles. Correct? CEO, owners, founders, and co-founders, I'd say.
Co-owner.
Oh, yeah. Co-owner. So now you can see on the top right, 55,000 results for Europe on owners and co-owners and anything that's high up decision makers in North America and Europe. 1 to 10 in headcount, marketing services, advertising services, and then business consulting and services. So huge list, but you're not going to get all of those once you're verified and everything on them. You're going to cut it down a little bit. But what you need to do is you need to go to find email, find email.
Should I do the revenue first? Is there a revenue input in here?
Not revenue on LinkedIn Sales Nav. There is on some different tools you can use revenue estimates, but yeah, not on Sales Nav.
Definitely seen find email on Twitter plenty.
It's good actually, especially for this kind of stuff where it's service-based stuff like that, where Apollo I don't think pulls through as well, in my opinion. But yeah, then here you will go for, or say LinkedIn scrape LinkedIn Sales Nav. It's like in the middle of it, yeah. And then you need to install the Chrome extension, and then you need to go to your search, and then it'll scrape from there. Yeah. Now you should be able to go in there and then just pin that and you have it, and then enter your API token.
All right.
Good. What was it say?
Logged?
Yeah, so it's there, and then you can just export to CSV. You will obviously need credits for it. Right now, you don't have any credits, but it'll do. So essentially, yeah, you'll just need to purchase the 5K credits in the find email. If you don't want to do it right now, we just kind of skip on. But this is essentially the full process for doing it. Go on Sales Nav, search up your criteria, and then use find email to export the leads. Yeah.
So how did the credits work?
It is 49 for 1,000, 99 for 5K, and 250 for 15K. So it's just you buy that amount of credits, and then you can scrape that amount of leads from find email. So yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Tyler? So 2,500 to scrape 2,500 right now, it would be, we need this
99. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you have your 5K credits, and you're good to go. You hop back into Sales Nav, and now maybe reload it again and see what happens. And you export to CSV. So don't do the fast mode. Is it saying you don't have it? The amount you can do per time, you can do it. So just export to CSV.
2,500, or should I do more?
You can't do more than 250, 2.5 at a time. So just 2.5 this time and then do another 2.5 after.
Okay.
So yeah.
And we could like test a different audience with that other 2,500.
Yeah,
Right?
so you can go for a different audience with that. But yeah,
Smart.
as we have that going, we will go into all the script writing. So while we wait for all the leads, we'll go into the scripts and actually understand what you're trying to sell. So let's hop into campaign instantly and just create a new campaign. Campaigns, add a new, just make it, usually just name it after the audience. So let's say agency owners, North America and Europe, over 10, between 10 and 15K, something like that. Or sorry, 20. Cool. And then you know that is what you scraped on. Yeah. Good. And then you create leads. You can't do just yet. So we will go on to the sequences. And then subject line. I never go too fancy. I just make something that's pretty simple, either like first name, question mark, or do we have the right person, first name, or quick question usually works. I mean, usually quick question, first name usually works just fine. The only niche where it doesn't work too well is for ecom because they just get it so much. So for agency owners, you're fine, but for ecom, be a little bit more careful. But yeah.
How do I?
It's the what's it called? The bolt over there, yeah. Oh yeah, so there's no, since you don't have the lead in yet, you can't do that yet, but just make it first name. Just write it like first name. Once you have the lead in there and you add the variables, you'll be able to do it. So
Okay.
yeah, so let me send you one thing that you can pull in there and then you can use that as a framework. I use the same framework pretty much for every single script I write. And it works every time. Just need to, the one thing that's super important about cold emails is you need to have a reason to cold email people. When you're sending cold email, off the bat, you have no fucking reason to be cold emailing them. So you need to add an entry to your email. The way to do it is to add some kind of relevant pain point to the specific niche that's relevant to your niche and to what your offer has in benefits. So, for example, for me, it would be, well, you're struggling to add new clients for your agency. It makes sense because that's what we help people do. Let me just pull up the template we usually use, and then you can add that in there and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. This is awesome.
So if I send in the chat, you can just probably bring that into instantly. Or if Lucas, you just say first name. So first name, obviously not going to be yourself. So the first name of the prospect, then relevancy and pain point, offer and social proof, call to action, signature. So super simple, but it worked out and it's been working for us using the same template every single time. Offer, social proof, and call to action at the end is right in front of that, the call to action. Can you move that down?
Oh yeah.
So we'll take it from the start. Super important is that you understand who you're reaching out to and you understand the audience you're trying to reach. For me, I don't understand exactly what the issues are that people are facing. You understand that better in terms of your services. So what is the number one thing that people are struggling with when it comes to their agency? What is the number one thing that you help people mitigate and achieve?
So we help people get out of the daily grind of operations. So we're mainly targeting agency owners that are so stuck in the operations of their agency that they're kind of wearing all hats. They're doing all types of different things and everything gets kind of all over the place. So we're helping streamline all the other systems to help save them time and kind of work on their business instead of work in their business.
Right. Okay. So what we need to do with that is we need to find a relevant opener and a relevant pain point that we can start the email up with. Sometimes I'll go for more of a question-based thing. So say, hey, we're noticing a lot of our clients are struggling with a more specific thing than just being stuck in the agency. Something like they're stuck doing specific tasks. If you have like one thing that you could say, this is the one thing inside of that. It's like a sub niche to the pain point, if you get what I mean. So a smaller thing inside of that pain point. If you have one thing that's the most important.
That's what you're saying. Gavin, you have any ideas?
No, I mean, yeah, what we do is we come in and we set up automations for like onboarding and data reporting and CRMs. So there's kind of different buckets there. I don't know if one in particular would stand out more than the others.
I would say if you have a couple different ones, you should split test a couple different ones. So take 3 different scripts, and each one has a specific relevant pain point. So say, is your onboarding process all over the place? Then number 2 would be, is your CRM system or this other thing all over the place? So you have kind of 3 different scripts, but the only thing that's different in the scripts is the actual relevant opener. That way you can test out which one resonates the best, because the rest of the script will be the same call to action, same offer, same social proof, but the relevant opener is going to be the why behind the email and the reason why they were getting the email. And to me, that's the only thing that does the difference in terms of performance. Changing the call to action a little bit doesn't really matter. Same thing with the offer and the social proof. If you have a good social proof from like a client that you work with, it doesn't really matter if you take this one or the other one. It's more about the why behind the email, which is the relevancy.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I would say for you guys, a good relevant pain point would be something along the lines of, in 2022, we worked with 10 different clients, and the biggest problem was their onboarding process. And then ask, are you having any issues with your onboarding process at the moment? We recently worked with this client to help them save 10 hours a week. That's just like to the what's called offer proof. Let's start here. Relevancy. Hi, first name. Hi, Lucas. In 2022, we worked with over 10 clients who all had issues with their onboarding process. Is this something you're also struggling with at the moment? So it's intriguing enough to where they understand why you're sending them an email, but it's not also giving away too much. Something they're struggling with in terms of the onboarding. So you can either make it a statement or you can make it a question. Questions usually work pretty well. Same thing with statements. It just depends on the context. A statement is, we worked with 10 clients. They all had issues with their onboarding process, and then just go to your offer. But I think this one where you're asking a question on it, it's going to be great. Offer and social proof, you would say, usually just mix them together. I don't really use the main way we say is, we helped this person increase this without this with our unique mechanism. Yeah, that's kind of the framework. So we recently helped Lucas increase his save 10 hours a week without something or something. So we helped Lucas recently helped Lucas save 10 hours a week per week by automating his onboarding process.
We say your agents. What's your agency?
Agency Evolution, yeah. So recently helped
Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution. Save 10 hours a week by automating his onboarding process. Meaning we allowed him to scale or add on 3 extra clients per week, allowing him to take on 2 extra clients a week without getting burned out in work. So kind of just the offer is just about, what did you do for someone? The best social proof you have in terms of a one-liner case study, where you also mention your unique selling point or your unique mechanism. I think by automating their onboarding process, you can make that more fancy. If you could say, we recently helped Agency Evolution save 10 hours per week by implementing our AI automation system. Something like that. Sounds fancy, sounds cool. And that usually works for us. Usually we'll use something along the lines of our unique TikTok selling system, things like that, where it sounds more fancy than it is, but it's not just, we automate things. So makes it a little bit more unique. We recently helped Agency Evolution save 10 hours per week by implementing an AI automation system for their onboarding process, allowing them to take on an extra 3 clients every single month or every single week. Make it obviously relevant to what you've actually done. Just an example, obviously. So you would make this for an actual client you work with and the results they actually got. And then a call to action for you guys, I think one that we usually use that works really well, which I don't think will perform or will work out logistically for you guys, is we usually ask in the call to action, do you mind if we share our portfolio for you to have a look at? Portfolio maybe won't be the best one for you. It's a little bit less tangible. But I would say either can we share some more info, or if you have some kind of other angle where you say, can we send over a quick video explaining our process, I think would also work. So one of those two I would say you should go for. Always, for me, a soft call to action always performs the best. So something where you're not asking for too much, you're just asking, do you have permission to send over this thing, or should I give you some more info? So yeah, I would go for that anytime.
What do you think, Tyler? The send over a quick video?
I think send more info.
Okay.
Yeah, that way we're not recording videos for every single
Right.
one.
You kind of get to have a little bit more flexibility in terms of, okay, this is a sick prospect, I really want to do well for them, so you create something great for them and send it over. Whereas if it's a shitty lead, just send them a doc or something. So yeah, give you some flexibility. Do you mind if we send over some more info? Yeah, so this is the general framework put into an actual script. I would say, obviously, I said things that might not have been right. Maybe you work with more than 10 clients, maybe you didn't. Maybe the onboarding process isn't thing to focus on. But yeah, I would say create 3 to 5 scripts like this, where you just change out the actual first line, focusing on having a good reason to actually be DMing them, or so to be cold emailing them. So that is, to me, the absolute most important aspect to the cold email is the reason why you're sending it. If you don't have any reason to send it, they don't care. Even if you send a personalized message where you say, oh, I looked at your profile, I know where you live, I know all these things, they don't give a fuck if there's no reason to send email. So that's why personalized AI lines usually don't do so well. But I'm actually building an AI SaaS myself for first lines, which will be focused on this exact thing for relevancy. So it's not just, oh, hey, this and that. We saw you're selling these blue glasses. Do you want to buy my services? It just doesn't matter. So we're focused on building one where we can actually make a really, really good, relevant first lines. But I think this one right now, it's not fantastic, but I think it's going to catch some people on. But yeah, I would say create 3 to 5 different ones with this exact framework of my first name, a relevant pain point of the niche you're reaching out to, and then your social proof and offer shouldn't really change much. Just use the best one-liner call to action with your unique mechanism, which is an AI automation system. And then, yeah, pretty much it. And then you have a soft call to action, whether that be, do you mind if I share some information or portfolio, or send over some strategies, something, right?
That's perfect. So we would do 3 to 5 different campaigns then, or
no, you can do add variant on here. So
okay.
add variant, and then you would just make a script that's similar. So same framework, hi first name, relevant opener, and then an offer and a social proof, one-liner case study usually, that is, relevant to the pain point. So yeah, onboarding process, you would also mention onboarding process in the offer. CRM system, you mentioned CRM system in the offer. But same framework, works really well. Yeah, I think this is actually pretty solid thing for you guys. And then I would say, yeah, second follow-up. You want to go into that?
How long?
Usually go 7 days. So 7 days, 7 days, and then so today in 7 days, and then done. It's usually the process we go for.
Perfect. So, what do you like for copy in the follow-ups?
So let me just have a look at one that I have on right now. Usually it's just a quick thing, a quick question. Again, something like, hey, first name, is automating, or are you spending too much time on your agency? We recently helped someone save 10 hours. So yeah, just something quick. It's like, hey, first name. And then into, are you leveraging any automations in your agency? We recently helped this other agency save 10 hours a week. Do you mind if I share a quick video? So kind of the same thing, just a quick follow-up. But yeah, it's especially the number 3 that I'm going to be giving you something that we've been using recently that's been working really, really well. So number 2 is pretty much just a quick thing, just a quick question. Are you leveraging any automations in your agency? We recently helped Agency Solution save 10 hours per week with automations. Is this something you would be interested in? So again, just a soft call to action, trying to get a response out of them, not trying to get them to go on a call with you. Never usually works. And then yeah, signature, best, your name, Gavin, and then good to go. And then I would add a second or third follow-up, which would be also 7 days in between. And in that one, here's what we've been using that's been working really, really well. I'll read out one that we did right here for a client that's been working super well. So this might sound a little bit weird on your offer, but I think it would work out if you make something similar. So you just say, hey, first name, I'll keep this short since I know you're busy. I don't usually do this, but I just know there's so much potential for your company with implementing automations. With implementing our AI automation systems. You say first name, I want to offer you an audit meeting breaking down exactly how you can save 10 hours a week by implementing our AI automation system. And then at the end, would you be interested in receiving the audit?
That's great.
So it's essentially just it's a bit of a re-engagement offer. So they've been not responding to you for 2 weeks. Now you say, okay, I'll keep it short. You're busy. I just want to, let me read it out again. Don't need to take it exactly, but it's just, I'll keep it short. I know you're busy. I don't usually do this, but I just know there's so much potential for Agency Evolution or whatever the company name is with implementing our AI automation systems.
You personalize the company?
Yeah, so either you can don't usually do this, but I know there's so much potential for company name with or you could do with implementing our AI automation systems for company name. So either before or after, but or AI automation systems. And then usually start the next line with first name and then a dash and then say it. So first name, I want to offer you a free audit meeting. Remember to say that because if you say just an audit, it can be so many things. It can just be a video, it can be a document. So an audit meeting on how you can implement AI automations to save you tens of hours every single month. Yeah, and allowing you to focus on working on your business and not inside your business. Sure, a lot of people in the automation space use that saying.
Yep.
What was it?
Work in instead of on, or work on your business instead of in your business.
Yeah. And then yeah, call to action. Would you be interested in receiving the audit? So now you have
or 2 follow-ups.
just 2 follow-ups working for us fine. That allows us to sending 20,000 emails a month, and each person is getting 3 emails. We're sending about 7,000 emails. Sorry, we're contacting 7,000 different prospects every single month, which is pretty huge. So yeah, it's been good. Yeah, man, and that's pretty much a quick draft done for a full campaign. Copy, you usually, if you follow a good structure, the only thing that's important is that you're using actual relevant insider knowledge of the niche. So if you know specific things about the pain points that people have before working with you, and you leverage that inside of your copy, just like within the relevancy, people are spending a lot of time on the onboarding process. They're not able to sign on new clients. So I would say the deeper you go into subcategories of pain points, the more relevant, the better they will resonate with the audience. Because if you tell someone, oh, it's like, let me think about it. If you go into like the fitness needs, you just say, or you're struggling to lose weight. It's like, you kind of know that, but if you're really inside of the niche, you would know that people are struggling to lose weight and also keep it off, and also staying good and keep their energy levels even. I mean, just specific like sub-industry, the sub-pain points within that industry, which you just wouldn't really know unless you actually are doing what you're doing. So those are the ones that really, really excel you. But yeah, fitness industry could be, oh, you're struggling to lose weight. a sub pain point would be, are you struggling to lose weight and also keep your energy levels high? I don't know if that's an actual thing, but it's just an example. But yeah, the point is just to be so specific that people are like, okay, shit, that's really me. I'm having that issue. And therefore your email will feel that much more relevant, and it'll feel way more like there's an actual reason behind it. Whereas it's just, if you're reaching out saying, hey, do you want to make more money? Oh, no shit, everyone wants to. So it's just, you have to be very specific about who you're reaching out to. And if you're able to, hit them perfectly with something that they are currently experiencing, and you can say that in the copy, they'll be so much more likely to respond, get on the call with you, and actually buy from you. So I would love to say that I could just write a script for you perfectly right now for the relevancy part, but it's something where you just need so much more insider knowledge to be able to write the best possible relevant pain point. That's something, if you can sit down together for 20 minutes, half an hour, just figure out, okay, what are the actual issues, or even talk to some of the prospects you're working with. Ask them, what are the issues you're having right now? What were the biggest issues you had before working with us? To figure out what is the actual pain point, like the very, very niche specific pain points that they're having. If you can leverage that, you're going to get way better replies and way more meetings booked from your cold emails. So yeah, 100% that is going to be the main thing. I don't usually do multiple different variants of the follow-ups. So step 2 and 3 will just be one email each. But for step 1, you will be doing 3 to 5. We usually sometimes even do more. 3 to 5 different scripts. The one thing is, you need to make sure the relevancy is way different on each one. It can't just all be focused on the same benefit and the same pain point. For the first one, the benefit was you're able to save time and add more clients. Whereas, if it's CRM system, it's maybe save time and also have a more, thriving pipeline, whatever it is. So it's just changing the benefit and the pain point. That dynamic is what you need to change in the scripts. Don't look around and say, oh, what is the best subject line? Subject lines are the least important thing in cold emails. As long as you're choosing quick questions, you're going to hit 60% open rates every single time. Unless you're an e-com, maybe do something else. But for you guys, you're going to be good.
Awesome.
So subject lines should not be your main struggle or your main concern about, oh, shit, we're getting 60 or we're getting 65% or we're getting 70%. Doesn't really matter. You just need to focus on the actual meat of the email. And I think it's looking pretty good. I would say add 3 to 5 total variants that have different relevancy and different. This one is focused on, obviously, you can add extra clients a week because you're not struggling with the onboarding process. But if you could even use a different angle in terms of the benefit, it's also a good thing. So
cool. Definitely, man. This is great. This is awesome.
We'll just kind of leave it at this in terms of the script writing for now, because now we have something good. And then we'll see where we're at with the leads. We're at what, 760.
So how does this? Yeah, once this is done, we just upload it right into the leads right here.
So yeah, so once the leads are ready, you have a full campaign ready to go. Add the leads in there. One thing you would do in between that is you would go to bulkemailverifier.com.
What is it?
Let me write in the chat. It's bulk email verifier, just in one. Bulk email verifier.
This one?
Yeah, it should be. That's the right. Yeah, and then you just go to create an account. I think it's 99 for, but yeah, so you can see here, pass today, fail today, and unknown. So unknown are the ones you can pull into scrubby.io to get those verified. Most people will just throw those away. So those people will be getting less emails. So if you go for them, you're definitely in less competition if you're reaching out to them.
Got it. Cool. So that's Nick Abraham, right? Scrubby.io.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Scrubby.io just gives you a little bit extra juice, gives you some more, gives you those emails that most people will just throw away. So yeah, it's also good.
Cool. Sweet. That's great stuff, man. So this takes a while, huh?
What, sorry?
This takes a while.
Yeah. They have a faster option, but then it just crashes sometimes, so that's not too good.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
So just focus on this one. It's going to take a little bit. It's been on for what, half an hour, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be good in a bit. So in an hour, it'll probably be done, and then you throw it into bulk email verify. Let's check that. I think it's bulk verify, yeah.
Awesome.
Then import a file.
Yeah.
And you should be good to go. Once you have that, and you have your emails verified, first of all, through bulk email verifier, you'll verify them there, and you'll get emails that have passed. You'll get the ones that haven't passed. You'll get the ones that are unknown. The ones that are passed, put them into instantly. They're good to go. The ones that have failed, they're done. Don't use them. And the ones that are unknown, pop them into Scrubby, and you'll be able to get those verified and be able to split them up between failed and passed. Obviously, take the passed ones, put it in instantly, and you have a bunch of emails that aren't as competed for by other people sending emails, giving you a bit of an advantage. Yeah, you have a good amount of leads in now. Should give you the 2.5K, and you verify them, and you should still be getting, around that 2K. And if you're sending 300-ish emails a day, a little bit more, then you're good for a couple of weeks. See how it goes. You can even use the other 2.5K you have in Find Email to get a different niche. If you want to go for coaches, consultants, scrape that. Same exact strategy. Pop it into Find Email, collect them there. Go to bulk email verifier, Scrubby, instantly, good to go. Start sending. Obviously, the easiest way for us to do it is to just name the instantly campaign for the name of the leads you've searched for, like the criteria. Just like we did for North America and Europe, agency owners 20 to 50K. We know exactly who we're targeting there, making it easy to just scramble through leads, scramble through the scripts, makes things separated and tidy. So